This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us. Comics have been on my mind all week, seeing as how my troops at Obo Studio have been hard at work on some pretty wizard manga projects I will be telling you more about in the future. And on a whim, I hopped in my TIE Advanced X1 and took a trip to my local vintage stock here on Coruscant, since I had a few credits to spend, and found the Star Wars Epic Collection, Volume 3. I'll be reviewing it once I get a chance to read it. It looks pretty wizard, but then, how could it not be? It's all about me. Star Wars has been an inspiration to us all, but I thought since one of my classic samurai films finally came in the space mail, I would take some time to review the films that inspired a young George Lucas, the films of legendary Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa. So let's kick things off with Sanjuro, the sequel to Kurosawa's Yojimbo. And you may be asking yourself, hey, if this is the sequel, why aren't you reviewing Yojimbo first? Simple, because it hasn't arrived yet, and patience is not one of my virtues. Just ask Captain Nida. Released on January 1st, 1962, Sanjuro was the second highest grossing Japanese production of the year, originally intended as an adaptation of Shigeru Yamamoto's novel, Peaceful Days. The screenplay was reimagined after the success of Yojimbo to include its popular main character. The film follows 9 young samurai who must rescue the Lord Chamberlain from corrupt government officials with the help from the surly Ronin, Sanjuro, played with perfect samurai intensity by Japanese cinema icon Toshiro Mifune, who starred in 16 of Kurosawa's films, including 7 Samurai and the 1958 classic, which directly inspired the original Star Wars, The Hidden Fortress, in which the renowned actor plays the role of General Makabe. Interestingly, not only was my old master Obi-Wan Kenobi based on the character of Makabe, but Toshiro Mifune himself was George Lucas's first choice for the role. So as good as Alec Guinness and eventually Ewan McGregor were, I can't help but wonder what might have been if this icon of Japanese cinema had accepted the part. Back to the movie. So our hero and his band of inept compadres plan to storm the superintendent's house and rescue the Chamberlain. But things get complicated when the Chamberlain's peace-loving wife insists they rescue the old fellow with as little violence as possible. And ain't it always the way? She just gotta suck the fun out of everything. Cause you know how it is when you get those manly urges, and you just gotta kill something. But hold on to your kimonos, sports fans, because while this film only has a few action set pieces, they hold nothing back when it's time to do the duel! According to actor Tetsuya Nakadai, he was shocked by Toshiro Mifune's speed and precision with his sword, as their duel called for him to cut through a small plastic tube that held the stage blood he wore on his chest. Due to a prop malfunction, the stage blood was being pumped through the tube at 30 pounds of pressure, creating one of film's very first blood geyser effects, as has come to be known. The effect was so extreme, in fact, that Nakadai and other crew members wondered if he'd really been cut for a moment. As a result, the shock on the actors' faces during this scene was completely genuine. On a less gory note, not only was Sanjuro a Toho production, but one of the 9 young samurai was played by Akihiko Hirata, who longtime Godzilla fans will recognize as Dr. Serizawa. Interestingly, Ishiro Honda, writer-director of the original 1954 Gojira, was one of Kurosawa's closest friends. Moreover, Akira Kurosawa always wished he could have directed his own film starring Japan's most famous kaiju. Unfortunately, Toho feared the production costs would be far too high, so his kaiju dreams were never realized. In the end, what strikes you about Sanjuro, beyond its plot and samurai action, is the beautiful cinematography. Akira Kurosawa originally studied to be a painter, and as a result, he storyboarded all of his films with full-sized paintings, and his eye for composition is masterfully stated in this film. Kurosawa also shares the important message of not judging others by their outward appearance, and that finding a peaceful solution to our problems is what we should strive for. As the Chamberlain's wife tells Sanjuro, the best sword is kept in its sheath. Akira Kurosawa was voted the 6th greatest director of all time by Entertainment Weekly, and it's easy to see why. I highly recommend this film, particularly if you have an interest in cinematography. Now, I know this hasn't been one of my typical comical reviews, but this movie is just so good, there's nothing to make fun of here. Rest assured, I will return to my typical dad jokes, sarcasm, and puns at a later time. But for now, I want to leave you with a quote from Kurosawa on filmmaking. A film must be made with heart, not the mind. I think today's young filmmakers have forgotten this, and instead, they make films through their calculations. Wise words indeed, particularly in an age of subverted expectations and movies made by comedy. If you are a young filmmaker, remember the words Master Qui-Gon told me all those years ago. Feel, don't think. Use your instincts. So for its perfect blend of light-hearted humor and genuine dramatic tension, exciting swordplay, beautiful cinematography, and a stellar performance by Toshiro Mifune, I give this film 5 out of 5 Death Stars. Sanjuro is impressive. Most impressive. This has been Vader Reviews. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, and follow me on Twitter at Vader Reviews. Join the Empire today. You do not yet realize your importance. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.